Hello everybody and welcome back to another vlog style video, and today we're going to do something a little different because this isn't really much of an update. It's just more of a, I watched this show and I'm like hooked on it and I need to talk about it. First things first though, before we get started, we have a little bit of a visitor. We have a little bit of a visitor. The homie Buzz is chilling in here with me today. And and today I just wanted to talk about the Scream TV show, cause I was watching it like all this week and I was like hooked on it. Keep it, you wanna get down? Now, alright, so last Monday, believe it or not, what got me started on this show, last Monday, I was looking for Scary Movie. Like, I wanted to watch it. For those of you that don't know, when I eat like lunch or dinner or whatever, I usually have either a TV show on or I'll have like a movie on and I'll watch like maybe like 10-20 minutes of it while I eat, and then I stop watching and then I pick up where I left off next time I eat. And that's kind of like, I don't do it for a lot of movies. I usually do it for just like funny stuff. So I was looking for Scary Movie to watch like while I ate, and I was on Netflix and I saw underneath it said like the Scream TV show, and I was like, why the hell not? I like Scream. I'll give it a chance. I never got to watch it before. When they announced it, I was like, oh, cool. And then I kind of just forgot about it. So when I saw it on there, I was like, all right, let me give it a try. I wasn't really expecting to make it past like episode 2 because I've tried so many times to get into like hour-long TV shows. I tried Sons of Anarchy, I tried Mad Men, I tried The Walking Dead, and I get like a couple episodes in, but like, I don't know, like hour-long shows just don't usually hold my attention for very, very long. I don't binge, I don't get hooked on them, whatever, but yo, Scream, that changed the game, dude. I was hooked. I binged the entire series all last week. I just finished season 2 on Sunday night. I started season 3. It's not as good as the first 2 seasons in my opinion, but the first 2 seasons, holy crap, I got hooked. Now, this isn't going to be a review because that's not really what I do. I do album reviews. I don't really do movie or TV show reviews, but there is going to be some spoiler talk. So if you haven't seen the TV show yet, or if you haven't seen the movies yet, because I might talk about the movies a little bit too. I don't know. I don't have a script for these. I just go run off like what's on top of my mind. The spoilers for the TV show, probably spoilers for the movies too. So if you haven't seen any of them, I would recommend you just click out of this video. So, dude, what I like so much about the Scream TV show, right, is they kind of reel you into like a false sense of security. It starts out, it's all like stupid high school shit, right? Like who's hooking up with who? Is Emma gonna get with Karen or is she gonna stay with Will? You know, stupid bullshit like that. But somewhere down the line, dude, like these characters really grow on you. And then when they start putting them in these like crazy situations, you're actually like rooting for them to survive. You're rooting for them to get out of it. You're rooting for them to stop the killer. It started out with me jokingly texting my friends, you know, gossiping about the drama that was going on with the show. Like, oh, Emma hooked up with Kieran, or oh, Brooke is hooking up with the teacher. But like, as the show went on and the characters started to grow on me, I was like legit, those like joking gossip texts turned into me legitimately like texting my friends, telling them like my theories and like what I thought was going to go on with the characters and the events and the story and everything. Anybody knows slasher movies, you just, when the killer shows up, you're like, yeah, someone's going to die. And the parts without the killers are like the boring parts. But for me, it was almost the opposite. I kind of liked the stupid high school shit just as much as I liked the killer doing killer stuff. And the Scream movies, they're some of my favorite scary movies. They're some of the only scary movies I like, because I don't really watch scary movies. I like funny stuff. You know, if it has Adam Sandler, if it has Will Ferrell, if it has Jim Carrey, I love it. But if it has like, you know, like Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or whatever, not to be confused with Mike Myers, okay, because I love Austin Powers. But chances are I'm just not super into it. But I do love the Scream movies. But the TV show, it's kind of not really like a horror. It's more of like I guess you could say a crime drama almost, because it really does deal with trying to find the killer, trying to find out who did it, just as much as it deals with the killer killing people. You know, throughout the whole, like, 2 seasons, I'm sitting there, I'm, like, on the edge of my seat trying to figure out who the killer is. It's pretty different than the movies. Like, I don't think there's a single reference to any of the events in the movies throughout the whole 2 seasons. They might throw some in season 3. I don't know. I haven't finished season 3 yet. But throughout the first 2 seasons, it's completely, like, disconnected. Like, it's its own thing. And that's kind of not bad. Like, they really didn't need to call the TV show Scream. Although I am kind of glad that they did. Because I probably never would have watched it if they didn't call it Scream. Because, as I just said, I'm not really into scary stuff. And even though it's not scary, it was kind of marketed like it was. So I probably would have stayed away if it wasn't based on Scream. The fact that it's disconnected is honestly kind of a good thing. Like, it stands out on its own. Like, it doesn't need the characters from the movies. You know, it doesn't really need, like, you know, Sydney or Gail or Dewey. It has its own set of characters that, honestly, like, I really, really liked. Like, I had my favorites. I had my people that, like, if they died, I would have, like, been upset. I was upset at the season 2 finale because my favorite character, Kieran, ended up being the killer. And I was like, I was upset because, like, I didn't want him to be the killer. But I wasn't upset because it was, like, a bad reveal, because I actually thought it was a really good reveal. Like, it was shocking, but it doesn't really twist any logic to get to where it was. And that's, you know, the best kind of reveal, in my opinion. That was kind of the reveal that the first movie had when they set up, like, Billy and Stu. Like, you kind of suspect Billy because they suspect him throughout the whole movie, but you didn't really suspect Stu. But at the same time, like, it kind of makes sense. And that was sort of what it was with season 1 with Piper. Like, I was completely blindsided. Like, I kind of suspected her throughout the season as, like, a wild card. Like, I didn't really have a basis for why I was suspecting her. I just kind of was like, she might have done it. I don't know. We'll see. And then it turns out my wild card was right. But season 2, I never, ever suspected Kieran. Because I figured if he was going to be one of the killers, they would have revealed it in season 1. I kind of felt just as betrayed as Emma did when he revealed himself to be the killer. Because, dude, he was like my favorite. But it does make a lot of sense. It kind of makes sense why everybody was suspecting Eli throughout the season, because he was framing him. It was such a good reveal, and it made me feel like emotions that I don't ever like feel in TV. Like I said, I felt betrayed. I've never felt betrayed by a character's decision before. It was unreal. Like I said, I'm not really going to get too into season 3 because I'm not done it yet. I'm still only on, like, episode 4, which I know is only, like, 6 episodes. Personally, I'm a little upset that they kind of started new because there's a cliffhanger at the end of season 2 that I felt like, I mean, like, they could have done a season 3. I probably would have taken the little, like, 2-hour special that they did where they kind of throw the characters, like, into a slasher movie. I think instead of doing that, they should have spent that episode kind of tying up loose ends. Because they kind of they didn't hint, they outright showed another killer. And they kind of hinted that it could have been Emma's dad. They hinted that it could have been Brandon James, which I don't know how crazy I was about that. I felt like that was a little unrealistic. Personally, I thought that extra killer should have been Audrey. Because there's a plot point that they kind of did throughout this whole, like, season 2 that kind of doesn't make sense if she's not one of the killers. Like, throughout, like, most of season 2, the killer was blackmailing Audrey, saying, like, you know, stuff like, hey, killer. He was, like, blackmailing her to get her to play his game, but she went along with it because she was afraid that it was going to implicate her in the killings, but then it was revealed that she didn't really have anything to do with the killings. She brought Piper to Lakewood, who, you know, Piper ended up killing a whole bunch of people, but if she didn't actually have anything to do with the killings, like, I get she didn't want to tell Emma because she didn't want, like, you know, she didn't want Emma to feel like, you know, she betrayed her or whatever, but she was afraid that, like, she was going to get implicated as the second killer to the cops. But if she wasn't a killer, it kind of just didn't make any sense to me why she was trying to cover stuff up, trying to do all that. I think she should have been at least one of the killers. Like, Kieran, that came out of left field. I was upset, but not upset because it was a bad reveal. More just upset because he was my favorite character, and I didn't want him to be the killer. And then when he was the killer, I was like, damn it. And I don't know. I think the finale was a little underwhelming because it was kind of filler. Like, the whole thing I liked about the show is that it kind of wasn't like a horror, it wasn't like a slasher or anything. It was really more of like a teen drama that just happened to feature a killer. And that's really what I liked about it. But then the finale just throws them into a slasher movie. And it was just, I don't know. I didn't really like it. I didn't really like the finale. But I did like, I liked everything leading up to the finale. Like the I guess second to last episode of the season, which is kind of the finale if you don't count the actual finale, but the one where Kieran is like revealed to be the killer, and then he gets a call in prison from a third killer who, it could have been Kevin, it could have been Brandon James, probably should have been Audrey, but I guess we'll never know unless they actually make another season based on like Emma's story and everything. What I personally think they should do, I remember reading a little bit back that they have a new Scream movie coming out, but they don't know if it's like a reboot or like a sequel or a remake or whatever. What I think is they should make it a sequel, make it Scream 5. Maybe make it like a 2-hour movie or something. Maybe give like a little 10-minute recap so people who didn't watch the show aren't completely lost, but maybe spend the first 45, maybe like 50 so minutes of the movie like wrapping up Emma's story. Kind of like showing who the third killer was, kind of giving her closure, like with her dad and everything. And then maybe so that it doesn't feel disconnected, they could probably, intertwine her in with like Sydney and Dewey and Gail's story and everything. I just want some closure. Because it was such a good show. Like, I did not expect to like it as much as I did. Like, I don't usually binge shows. Even the shows I do like, I'll maybe watch like 1 or 2 episodes at a time, and then I'll save more for like another day. I don't sit and watch like 5-6 episodes of a show at a time. But for Scream, I did. Because every time I was like getting ready to like go to bed for the night, they threw a curveball at me, and I was like, damn, alright, I can't leave off on this. I turned into like that meme of Sheldon where he's like, I don't need sleep, I need answers. That was me when I was finishing up an episode of Scream, and they just threw some completely new curveball at me. It was just, dude, it was unreal. I loved it. I'm a little underwhelmed with the finale and with season 3. I think, especially since season 3 is only like 6 episodes, they could have easily just kind of made that like a epilogue, so to speak, where they kind of wrap everything up, tie up all the loose ends. But I think Scream 5 should be like wrapping up Emma's story just as much as it is like a sequel, if you ask me, because they did what they did with My Name is Earl, dude. They made a great show and then they left us hanging. And even though it really didn't need to be called Scream, I'm kind of glad it is, because now that kind of does leave it open. Like, if they make a Scream 5, they could definitely throw like Emma and her story in there, and I would love that. Dude, I would like going in, seeing Scream 5, and you just see all the characters from the TV show pop up. You're like, oh, shit. But that's pretty much, I just wanted to get my thoughts down, tell you guys about the show, because I've been pretty hooked on it. That's pretty much where I've been for the past couple days. Like, usually, like, when I'm done editing and stuff for the day, like, I'll just kind of relax, play some games or something till I go to bed. But lately, like, when I'm done my editing and stuff for the day, I'll be popping on Netflix, watching Scream, binging it. And now that I've finished it, I mean, I know I didn't really finish it, but I finished the first 2 seasons, which I freaking loved. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there, talk with you guys about it, put spoilers in the title so we can just talk away. If you have anything you want to say about it, fire it off in the comments. I'd love to get a discussion started. Like I said, spoilers in the title, so you can spoil as much as you freaking want in the comments. Let's get a discussion started. But that is going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.